What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Texas.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome in, everybody. We're here on the campus of Westlake High School in Austin, Texas, home of the Chaparrals. Beautiful complex here today for Game 2 between the Canyon Cougarettes and the Eastview Lady Patriots. Game 1 went the way of the Patriots, 10-3 on Thursday night. Last night, the lightning delayed game and then the rainstorm that came through down in New Braunfels canceled Game 2 in New Braunfels, and it moved it to today's location. The 10 a.m. start here at Westlake High School, an all-turf build, brown turf infield, all green turfed outfield. The beautiful logo, the Westlake Chap logo in straightaway center field. No distances down the line. The green fence with the yellow stripe across in the outfield. 3-person umpire crew today for the ball game as the coaches meet at home plate. So a different angle for you today. Camera down here just behind home plate, behind the wall. And so the angle a little bit different for you. Got as wide as we can as we had to be out of the booth due to COVID protocols here for Eanes ISD. And so we want to respect that. So we're down here on the side of the backstop and bring today's action to you. Going to get the starting lineups here in just a minute. Going to send you some more tunes here. Get you going until we are ready to roll as the umpire meeting ends at home plate. You're listening to Lady Patriots Softball here on SHN Sports. We're back here live at Westlake High School. The Canyon Cougarettes out of New Braunfels, Texas, will be the home team here in game number 2. So we'll go with their starting lineup. Leading off will be number 10, Harley Vestal. Batting second, playing left field, number 8, Hannah Crow. Batting third in center field, number 14, Kat Kuhn. Batting fourth and catching, number 5, Kaylin Cordero. The designated player hits number 5. Number 4, Hannah Combs. Hitting 6th, playing second base, number 15, Haley Carmona. Batting 7th, playing third base, Andrea Gutierrez. Hitting 8th, playing first base, number 2, Taylor Richter. Batting 9th and playing shortstop, number 20, Kinley Nizer. In the circle for the Cougarettes is Bella Mitchell. The starting lineup for your Eastview Lady Patriots. We'll just go with them as they come up to bat. Maldonado, Vidalis, Sanford, Wesley Westbrook, Cabrera, Rodriguez, Kaylee Moses, Emery Aguilar, the designated player, and Bethany Garrett back in the circle. So we'll lead off the top of the first. It'll be senior Kristen Maldonado, the shortstop. Wears number 1. The Patriots in the road blues, navy blue pants, navy blue jerseys, white numerals, red and white accents, red long socks. The Cougarettes in the all-black uniform, black pants, black jerseys, red lettering, white numerals. And the first pitch from Mitchell is sent down into right field. And Maldonado gets it into the corner over the head of the right fielder. It's all the way to the wall. She's around first, now around second. Maldonado heads to third. It'll be a stand-up triple to lead things off the first pitch of the ball game. And senior Kristen Maldonado starts it off hot tonight for the Lady Patriots. And that'll bring up number 9 to the center fielder, Ariana Vidalis. One pitch and a triple for Kristen Maldonado. That ball curled to the corner, got over the head of the right fielder. Hit and bounced all the way to the wall in the corner, and Maldonado easily stand-up triple. First pitch to Valley Dallas, catches the outside corner for strike 1. I'm going to try to update it all today. I apologize, guys. I am by myself. We're going to go top of the first. And bunted foul by Dallas for strike 2. Get it straightened out here. No balls, 2 strikes, runner on third. Top of the first inning. But Dallas takes this one outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 by Dallas. Vidalis from the left side. Mitchell gets the sign. Delivers the 1-2 pitch. And Vidalis slaps it foul down the third base line. Stays alive in the at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just joining us, Kristen Maldonado, the senior shortstop, leads off the ball game and takes the first pitch down the right field line. She went the opposite way with it. Got it over the head of the right fielder as it curled towards the line. And fair. Maldonado with a stand-up triple, and she stands there. No outs. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Vidalis. The pitch, and she'll slap it, and it gets caught by the shortstop. And nice play there by Nizer to snag it. L6 in the book for out number 1. And I thought Vidalis had it over the head. Maldonado stayed put. So the first out. Great job of an at-bat there by Vidalis. Just able to get it over the head of the shortstop, Nizer. And that'll bring up the junior second baseman, number 16, Carrie Sanford. Sanford will step in from the left side as well. 1 out here in the top half of the first inning in game number 2. She'll take the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 the count. Let me correct this. I'm going to get caught up. I promise you guys. I apologize. The 0-1 pitch to Sanford. This one's outside for ball 2. That would be ball 1. I apologize. 1-1. Count to Sanford. The Patriots leadoff batter stands down at third on a leadoff triple by Kristen Maldonado. Sanford with 1 out. The 1-1 count. This pitch low and outside, ball 2. So Sanford ahead in the count now. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch from Mitchell. Sanford takes a swing at it and misses. Strike 2. 2-2 now the count. High heater there from Bella Mitchell. Mitchell was the starting pitcher on Thursday night. Got pulled in the 5th inning. When it all fell apart for the Cougarettes, the Patriots put up 5 runs to take a 8-3 lead in the 5th inning of game 1. 2-2 pitch is high, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Sanford. 1 out here in the top half of the 1st inning. The payoff pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout swinging for Sanford. And that'll bring up number 34, Michaela Wesley. Wesley steps in with 2 outs. And the runner, Maldonado, down at third base. The first pitch to Wesley. It's low for ball 1. Patriots would love to get that leadoff runner in from third base here in the top of the 1st. Put pressure on the Cougarettes early in the ballgame. The 1-0 pitch fouled off back to the screen by Wesley. Count evens up at 1 ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the 1st. Maldonado at third. Wesley sends it right back up the middle, just past Mitchell. That'll be a base hit and an RBI for Michaela Wesley. And the Patriots capitalize on the leadoff triple. The RBI single with 2 outs for Michaela Wesley, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Kaylin Westbrook. 1 run across, a runner on first with 2 outs. Westbrook from the left side. The first pitch, she slaps it foul for strike 1. What a shot there by Michaela Wesley. Bella Mitchell just got out of the way on that screamer up the middle. Westbrook slaps this one foul back into the screen for strike 2. Now behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here in the top half of the 1st. 1-0. The Patriots have put a run on thanks to a leadoff triple by Kristen Maldonado and an RBI single by Michaela Wesley. The 0-2 pitch, and it's slapped down the third baseline, but trickles foul. And Westbrook stays alive in the at-bat. No balls and 2 strikes. And the 0-2 pitch again from Mitchell. And she'll slap it foul down the third baseline. Stays alive, no balls, 2 strikes. Good battle here by Kaylin Westbrook. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Michaela Wesley down at first base. And Westbrook is going to, off the hands, pop it up to Mitchell. P1 in the book for the 3rd out. But not before the Patriots get a run on 2 hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 1st. 1-0. The Patriots lead it over the Cougarettes. Back with more Patriots softball on SHN in just a moment. go to the bottom half of the first inning. A 1-0 lead for the Patriots. Vestal, Crow, and Kuhn go up here in the top half of the first for the Cougarettes. Number 10, Harley Vestal, the right fielder, steps in here from the left side. The first pitch from Bethany Garrett. She bunts it out in front of the mound. Michaela Wesley up with it. The throw to first, not in time. An infield single on the bunt by Vestal. Super speed out of that box. And the leadoff batter aboard for the Cougarettes, and that'll bring up number 8, Hannah Crow, the left fielder for the Cougarettes. His pitch, he'll take it high for ball 1. 1-0 count. The leadoff batter aboard. Moses in front of the bag at first base. Wesley in front of the bag at third. Crow from the left side. The 1-0 pitch. Looks to bunt, but she'll take it high for ball 2. 2-0 count now to Crow. The bunt by Crow is foul. That'll be a strike. 2-1 the count now to Hannah Crow. Take this pitch high, now a 3-1 count to Crow. The 3-1 pitch from Garrett. And it's high, ball 4. First 2 batters aboard for the Cougarettes with no outs here in the bottom half of the first, and that'll bring up number 14, Kat Kuhn, the center fielder. Now an infield conference here for the Patriots. They'll gather in and talk about things. So a brief conference. 2 runners on with no outs, and it brings up Kat Kuhn, the center fielder. For the Cougarettes, the first pitch, she'll take it inside, and a steal down to third. And Vestal will slide in safely there. And Crow moves up to second. So now 2 runners in scoring position, 2 stolen bases there on the double steal. First pitch was the ball. Runners on second and third with no outs. The pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. 1-1 now, the count to Kuhn. A 1-1, no outs. The 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2. Two and one now, the count to Kat Kuhn. Kaylin Cordero, the catcher, on deck for the Cougarettes. The 2-1 pitch. Slaps it down the third baseline, but pulls it foul out of play for a long strike. And a 2-2 count now. And the 2-2 count to Kat Kuhn. No outs, bottom of the first. Runners on second and third. The pitch over the head of the catcher, but no one going to be able to advance. It pops right back. So the ball 3. Now a full count to the number 3 hitter in the Cougarette lineup, Kat Kuhn, the center fielder. The payoff pitch. Now, Coon takes the time, steps out. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and Coon goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. She chased the high fastball. And that's the first out of the inning for the Cougarettes, and that brings up Kaylin Cordero, the catcher. She steps in with one out, still runners on second and third for the Cougarettes. The first pitch of the at-bat to Cordero, and there for strike one. Vestal down at third base. Crow down at second. Vestal with a leadoff bunt single. Crow with a walk. Double stolen base. High for ball one there to Cordero. 1-1 count. Then the double steal. Vestal and Crow move up to second and third with no outs. And now a strikeout for the Cougarettes. Cat Coon struck out swinging. And now Cordero in there. Takes the next pitch high for ball two. 2-1 now the count. To the catcher, Galen Cordero. Hannah Combs, the designated player, on deck for the Cougarettes. This pitch high, ball three. Now a 3-1 count to Cordero. A 3-1 pitch, and it's high, ball four. And the bases are loaded full of Cougarettes. Second walk issued. And that'll bring a visit from Coach Pete Moreno. Quick timeout. Back with more of Patriots softball in just a moment. We're back here live. One out here in the bottom half of the first. Base is loaded for the Cougars. In steps the number 5 hitter in the lineup, Hannah Combs. She'll take the first pitch outside for ball one. 1-0 the count. This pitch, Combs can't hold off on that. Fouls it off for strike one. 1-1 count now with one out here in the bottom half of the first. Cougars trying to at least get one across and even things up. Do some damage here. This pitch is high by Garrett. 2-1 the count. Two balls and a strike with one out. Here in the bottom half of the first. Moses in at first. Wesley in a couple steps at third. The pitch. Change up in there, but it's still high. Everything a little bit elevated for Bethany Garrett this morning. And now a 3-1 count to Combs. Haley Carmona, the second baseman, on deck for the Cougarettes. Nowhere to put this one. A 3-1 pitch to Combs. And it's driven down the right field line, but it's going to curl foul out of play. And now a full count. Three balls, two strikes, one out. Combs back in from the right side. Garrett gets the sign, and she'll deliver the payoff pitch. It's dribbled back to the mound. Maldonado up with it. They only plays the first. 6-3. She'll make it for out number 2. Sacrifice the run, and now things tied up on the RBI ground out by Combs. That'll bring up Haley Carmona. Crow moves up to third. Cordero up to second. Vestal scores 1-1. First pitch, a ball to Carmona. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. This pitch fouled off back to the screen, evens up the count at 1 apiece, 1-1. Combs put it into play, just got past the pitcher, Garrett. Maldonado there to make the play. This one fouled off back to the screen again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Haley Carmona, the second baseman, with Andrea Gutierrez, the third baseman, on deck for the Cougarettes. One ball. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom half of the first, the Patriots trying to get out of trouble. And Carmona fouls this one off back to the screen, stays alive. One and 2 count. She'll pop this one up on the infield. It'll drift into outfield. By Dallas will drift over into left center field, make the catch. F9 in the book. And the Cougarettes are out of the inning, but not before they got 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. 2 runners left on base. After 1 inning, it's 1 apiece. The Patriots coming up in the top half of the second. More Patriots softball on SHN in just a minute. Go to the top of the second inning. Patriots have Cabrera, Rodriguez, and Moses coming up to bat. Bella Mitchell delivers the first pitch to Cabrera. Low and inside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch to Cabrera. And Cabrera fouls it off down the right field line, out of play. He evens up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. This pitch low for ball 2. 2-1 the count now to Gabby Cabrera, the right fielder. For your Patriots. 2 balls and a strike. 1-1. 1 run across in both halves of the first. Now Cabrera, she'll send it. And Nizer drifts back and makes the catch at shortstop right for the outfield. L6 in the book for out number 1. And And that'll bring up the catcher, number 6, Angel Rodriguez. A 1 out here in the top half of the second. Angel Rodriguez steps in from the right side. She slaps the first pitch foul over towards Coach Moreno for strike 1. She'll bunt this one down the first baseline, but it's going to curl foul for strike 2. Rodriguez ended the ball game the other night 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice, had a stolen base. But played a well of a game behind the plate. Steps back in from the right side with 2 strikes here in her first at bat of the ball game. The 0-2 pitch, and she stays alive. Fouls this one back to the screen. Good job to stay alive. $18 pitches thrown in the first inning by Bella Mitchell. She readies here in the 0-2 pitch to Angel Rodriguez with 1 out. Top of the second, and Rodriguez fouls this one off. Keeps battling here with an 0-2 count. Kaylee Moses, the first baseman, on deck for the Patriots. The 0-2 pitch from Mitchell. And it's driven left center field. It's going to be out of here. A ball by Angel Rodriguez. Whoever set it in the stand, give them credit. It only takes one. And she ripped that just left of center field. And what a way to break off the snide with a solo bomb with 1 out here in the top half of the second. 2-1 now. The Patriots lead it. What a shot by Angel Rodriguez. She took that 0-2 pitch and deposited it back in the wood lines to give the Patriots another 1-run lead. It is in the trees. What a shot there by Angel. And now steps Kaylee Moses, the left-handed batter, the first baseman. And number 4, first pitch to Moses, low and outside, ball 1. Angel, key at bat there, put a star by it. An 0-2 count, fouled off 2 more pitches, and then rocked the solo home run. Moses swinging a miss at this pitch. 1-1 now, the count with 1 out. For Kaylee Moses. Moses down the third baseline, but it just runs foul before the third base bag. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kaylee Moses with 1 out. Here in the top half of the second, 2-1. 1 run across in the first for the Patriots. The Cougarettes answer with 1 of their own. And now Angel Rodriguez with a solo home run here in the top half of the second. Puts the Patriots back in front by 1, 2-1. Moses up. This pitch outside for ball 2. Evens up the count at 2-2. Moses 1 for 3 in the first game on Thursday night. Steps in here and drives this one past the third baseman into left field. A nice base hit for Kaylee Moses to keep the inning alive and going for the Patriots. And now a runner on with 1 out down at first base, and that'll bring up the designated player, number 3, Emery Aguilar. Aguilar came in the third inning in relief of Garrett the other night and pitched a gem of a game. Was 0 for 2 from the plate. She walked, scored a run, but pitched a dynamite game. Only allowing 4 hits, walked 2, struck out 3. Did not allow a run. Pulls her bat back, takes the first pitch for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Aguilar. Kaylee Moses. down at first base. This pitch outside evens it up at 1 ball and 1 strike to Aguilar. 1 out here in the top half of the second. A 2-1 lead for the Patriots, thanks to the solo home run by Angel Rodriguez. And Aguilar fouls this one back into the screen for strike 2. 1-2 now the count to the designated player, Emery Aguilar. Aguilar back in from the left side. Moses down at first. The pitch, and it's high. And she holds off, check swing. And the appeal down to first base. Said she did not go. So it evens up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Aguilar. Cabrera lined out for the first out of the inning. Rodriguez with a solo homer. Moses on first with a single. This pitch low and outside. Ball 3. Now a full count to the number 9 hitter in the lineup, Emery Aguilar. Making Bello Mitchell work again here in the second inning. 18 pitches in the first. This pitch will be number 21 for the inning. Aguilar takes a swing at it and missed. Strikeout swinging for out number 2. And that'll bring up the shortstop, top of the lineup, number 1, Kristen Maldonado. Maldonado steps in 1 for 1. The leadoff triple on the first pitch of the ball game down the right field line. Steps in here with Moses down at first. 2 outs in the top half of the second for the Patriots. She swings at this pitch and just misses. Fouls it off into the glove of Cordero for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, and she's popped it up on the infield. Combination there, talking. And the first baseman finally calls off Mitchell and makes the catch. Almost popped out of her glove in Richter. But P3 for out number 3. But now before the Patriots get a run on 2 hits. No errors. And 1 runner left on board. We go to the bottom half of the second. 2-1, the Patriots lead it. More Patriots softball in just a moment. The bottom half of the third we go. Our bottom half of the second we go. 2-1. The Patriots lead it. 1 run in the top of the first, 1 run in the top of the second. The Cougarettes answered with 1 of their own in the bottom of the first. They'll lead things off here in the bottom of the second with the third baseman, Andrea Gutierrez. She'll take the first pitch for a strike. Gutierrez from the right side. Andrea, not Andrea. I apologize. Andrea steps in for the first time. 0-1 count. And a swing and a miss at this pitch for 0-2. Low pitch there from Garrett. Nice pitch in low in the zone. And an 0-2 count. And foul Fouls this one off, stays alive. 0-2 still the count for Gutierrez. This pitch just inside for ball one. 1-2 the count now to Gutierrez. 27 pitches thrown in the first inning for Garrett. Everything here has been down in the zone this inning. This changeup just high. Wow. Top part of the zone. It's called the ball. And that count evens up at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Second strikeout of the ball game for Garrett, and the first out of the inning here for the Cougarettes. And that'll bring up the first baseman, number 2, Taylor Richter. Richter 1 for 3 in the ball game the other night. She had a double, scored a run, struck out once, and a ground out. 1 for 3 on the night. Steps in here with 1 out in the bottom half of the second for the Cougarettes. From the right side, first pitch low for ball one. The 1-0 pitch from Garrett is high for ball two. 2-0 the count, shortstop. Kenley Nizer on deck for the Cougarettes. The 2-0 pitch in there for strike one to Richter. 2-1 count now to Richter. A 1 out here in the bottom of the second. The 2-1 pitch. Nice pitch. Richter taking there, and it's strike two. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter in the lineup, Kenley Nizer, number 20, the shortstop. And Nizer steps in here with 2 outs. Nizer from the right side. The first pitch to her is just high for ball one. A 1-0 count to Nizer. The 1-0 pitch hit towards second base. Sanford makes the catch. L4 for out number 3. And the Cougarettes go in order here in the second. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. After 2 innings, it's 2-1. Eastview leads it over Canyon. Back with more Patriots softball on SHN in just a moment. Back here on the campus of Westlake High School in Austin, Texas. Turning out to be a beautiful Saturday. Partly cloudy. The rain has held off so far. We go to the top of the third inning. The Patriots lead the Cougarettes 2-1. Due up here in the bottom half, or top half of the third, are the 2, 3, and 4 hitters by Dallas, Sanford, and Wesley. By Dallas steps in from the left side. First pitch to her is outside for ball one. Better get updated here. Top half of the third, 1-0 to Dallas. She lined out to the shortstop in her first at bat, 0 for 1 today. Steps back in, the 1-0 count. Pulls the bat back high for ball two, 2-0 now. The 2-0 pitch. And this one taken by Dallas. Called strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Dallas back in the box. 2-1 pitch. On the outside corner for strike 2. Two and 2 now to Dallas. Leading things off here in the top half of the third for the Patriots. 1 run in the first, 1 in the second for the Patriots. And this ball slapped towards the shortstop. Nizer up with it. She throws across. And a bang-bang play, but she gets her by about half a step. And a nice play by Nizer. And 1 out recorded on the 6-3 putout. And that'll bring up the second baseman, number 16, Carrie Sanford. She struck out swinging back in the top of the first, 0 for 1 today. Sanford 2 for 4, 2 for 3 in game number 1 with a walk. She had 2 base hits. Scored a couple of runs. She takes this pitch for ball 1. A 1-0 pitch. And sent into left center field. It's going to drop. No, the center fielder. What a play there by the center fielder, Kat Kuhn. She lays out into left center field and makes the catch. L8 in the book. For out number 2. Great defensive play there. Kuhn makes a great play to record the out. Second out of the inning, and that brings up Michaela Wesley. She's 1 for 1 of the day. An RBI single back in the first inning. Scored Maldonado from third. Steps in here with 2 outs and drives this one down the left field line, but just foul. What a shot there by Michaela Wesley. She's timing up Bella Mitchell very well today. Third base umpire barely got out of the way of that one. Wesley ripped that ball. Just a long strike now. No balls and a strike to Michaela. She'll step back in with 2 outs from the right side. And Mitchell winds up with the 0-1 pitch. It's on the outside for ball 1. 1-1 now the count. One ball, 1 strike. The pitch, swing and a miss by Wesley. One ball, 2 strikes to Wesley. 2 outs here in the top half of the third. This one's low, but they're going to say she didn't check her swing. And the strikeout recorded for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. The Patriots go in order here in the top half of the third. After 2.5, it's still 2-1. Eastview leads it over Canyon. Back with more Patriots softball after this short break. To the bottom half of the third we go. Vestal up. She'll ground to the pitcher, Garrett, on the first pitch. She'll throw over to first, and the put out 1-3 for out number one. One pitch, one out here in the bottom half of the third. Patriots playing Vestal there a little bit different. They brought Wesley further in with that speed and still made it a close play at first as quickly as she gets down the line. But to no avail, the first out, 1-3 in the book for out number one, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Hannah Crow. She's 0 for 0 in the ball game. She took a walk in her first at bat. Fouls this pitch off. Back to the screen for strike one. 0-1 the count now to Crow. Crow walked, stole second base, moved up to third. On the ground ball by Combs, but stranded on the base pass. Takes this pitch on the outside corner for strike two. Now behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Is Crow with one out here in the bottom half of the third. Both teams productive in the first. Both got a run. Patriots answered in the top of the second with a solo home run by Angel Rodriguez to take the 2-1 lead, and that's where we sit. Ground ball gets past a diving Maldonado into left center field. Vidalis runs it down, but Crow aboard with the single. And that'll bring up Kat Kuhn. She's 0 for 1 of the day. She struck out swinging. Back in her first at bat. Made a great defensive play in the top half of the third inning. A diving catch to take a hit away from Carrie Sanford. Steps in here from the right side with one out and a runner down at first. In Hannah Crow. First pitch from Garrett is popped up. Check swing down the right field line. Cabrera on the run, but the ball leaks out of play into the batting cages for a long strike. No balls, 1 strike to Kat Kuhn. Oh, and 1 the count to Kat Kuhn. 0 for 1 on the day. With a strikeout, steps back in here. Crow down at first. The 0-1 pitch is high for ball 1. Just 11 pitches in inning number 2 for Bethany Garrett. Settles in here, throws the 1-1 pitch. Off speed, drifts high for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike to Kuhn. 1 out. Garrett gets a sign, delivers the pitch. Able to check her swing, and now they count 3 balls and a strike to Kat Kuhn. Kuhn back in the box from the right side. The 3-1 pitch. It's in there for strike 2. Kuhn yet took that one there. Couldn't pull the trigger. And now the count runs full to Kat Kuhn. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. The payoff pitch from Garrett to Kuhn. Popped up, out of play, down the right line. And Kuhn stays alive in the at-bat. Three balls, 2 strikes, the payoff pitch. And it's popped up on the infield. Sanford drifts back. She'll make the catch. P4 for out number 2. And that'll bring up Kaylin Cordero, the catcher, for the Cougarettes. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the third. Cordero walked in her first at bat. Left stranded at second base. Steps in here with 2 outs and a runner, Crow, down at first. The first pitch skips in. Rodriguez gets it. She'll throw down, but it's not in time as it bounced behind her off the catcher, off the umpire. So a wild pitch there allows a Crow to advance. 1 ball, no strikes to Cordero. 1-0 count to Cordero. 2 outs, runner on second base. The 1-0 pitch, low for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch, in there for strike 1. 2-1 the count now to Cordero. This one fouled off. Out to Rodriguez, comes out, gets it, makes the throw down the line, but it's off the helmet of Cordero. Crow comes around to score. He goes all the way to the right field. And off of a check swing base hit, Cordero's going to get to third. The score is tied up. Rodriguez did a great job. Came out, got it, made the throw down. But Cordero, it went off of her helmet into right field. And so now it's going to be a runner at third base with 2 outs and 1 run across. It looked like, I think Coach Wright is talking about, Cordero's running down the line. She's on the infield side of the baseline when the ball hit her in the helmet. And now we're going to have a courtesy runner. Kent Reiniger will be in running for Cordero. So an infield single, and then she advances when the ball deflects off her helmet. Combs pops this one, fouls it back to the screen for strike 1. Hannah Combs, the designated player, grounded out to Maldonado. Back in her first at bat. 0 for 1, got an RBI as Vestal scored from third on the ground ball. Steps in here with 2 outs. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 0-2 now the count. To Hannah Combs. Second at bat as she steps in with the runner at third base. It's an 0-2 count. The pitch. It's high. She takes it for ball 1. 1-2. Crow is at second. A check swing by Cordero. The ball thrown down to first, and it went off of her helmet into right field, almost all the way to the wall. Cordero got all the way to third. Sends this one into right center field. It's over the head of Dallas to the wall. That'll score the run. Combs around first, heads into second for a stand-up double. And it's an RBI double with 2 outs. And the Cougars take their second lead of the ball game, 3-2 now. A 2-out RBI double by Hannah Combs. Behind in the count. And took that pitch to right center field. She stands down at second now. 3-2 lead. 2 across here in the third for the Cougarettes to take the lead. And here's Carmona, the second baseman. She takes a big hack, fouls it off back to the screen. For strike 1, 0-1. Carmona flew out to by Dallas back at her first at bat, 0 for 1 on the day. Steps in here with 2 outs. Takes this one for a ball. One ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, runner down at second base. The 1-1 pitch, and it's sent into center field. A sky-high ball, and it's going to be caught at the wall by Dallas. Right in the warning track for out number 3, F8. For out number 3, but not before the Cougarettes get 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors One runner left on base. After 3, it's 3-2. The Cougarettes lead it over the Patriots. Back with more Patriots softball in just a minute. Here live at Westlake High School. We go to the top of the 4th. First pitch to Westbrook is outside for ball 1. Westbrook popped out to the pitcher in her first at bat, 0 for 1 of the day. Steps in for the left side to lead things off here in the top half of the 4th for the Patriots. Slap up the middle. Nizer over, but no way to get Westbrook down the line. Quick out of the box. Speed kills again for the Patriots. And the leadoff batter aboard on the infield single by Westbrook. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Gabby Cabrera. Cabrera steps in 0 for 1 on the day. She lined out to the shortstop, Nizer. In her first at bat, steps in here from the right side with 1 runner on. Westbrook down at first. First pitch, bounces in there. Catcher Cordero likes to ask to see if they went. Cabrera clearly did not go on that one. 1 ball, no strikes. Cabrera up the middle. Gets it past the diving Nizer into center field, and 2 hits back-to-back for the Patriots. As Cabrera is on with the single up the middle. Westbrook up to second base. And that'll bring up the catcher, Angel Rodriguez. She's 1 for 1 on the day. She had the solo home run just left of the straightaway center field flagpole. Took the lead for the Patriots. She'll step in here with 2 runners on and no outs in the top half of the 4th inning. The first pitch to Rodriguez is high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. And right before, and in that at bat, Angel was down 0 for 2. 0-2 in the count, fouled 2 pitches off, and then sent the one over the fence for the solo home run. Steps in here, 1-0 count. This pitch high for ball 2. Two and 0 count to Rodriguez. Runners at first and second for the Patriots. Bella Mitchell with the 2-0 pitch. She'll step off now. Now Mitchell gathers herself. She'll deliver the 2-0 pitch. It's high for ball 3. 3-0 the count. And Rodriguez way ahead in the at-bat. 3 balls, no strikes. Kayla Westbrook let things off with an infield single. Gabby Cabrera followed her up with a single into center field. 2 runners on with no outs. 3-0 the count to Rodriguez. Steps back in from the right side. The pitch from from Mitchell. And it's high, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk. And now bases are loaded for the Patriots with no outs. And that'll bring up Kaylee Moses. Moses 1 for 1 of the day. She had a base hit between short and third into left field, and her first at bat got stranded on base there. Steps in here with no outs and bases loaded in the top half of the fourth. From the left side, Moses in the box and ready. Mitchell with the pitch. And she fouls it off to the screen. 0-1 the count now. This one over, and it's over the net. Westbrook's going to come in. And she's going to be tagged at home. Trying to advance on the overthought, but it came off of the netting. Bounced right back to the catcher, Cordero. Coach Wright to talk to the umpire here. As it stands, it was a ball to Moses. Both runners move up to second and third. Westbrook on the out, 2-1. Runners at second and third with one out now. Moses steps back in. 1 ball, 1 strike. And 1 out. Base hit here could score 2 as Rodriguez down at second with speed. The 1-1 pitch. Low for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike to Moses. Mitchell with the 2-1 pitch. And this one hit her on the hand. Moses winced in pain. She's going to trot down to first. Now bases loaded again. Now in steps Emery Aguilar. First pitch to Aguilar, foul back into the screen for strike 1. Oh, and 1 the count to Aguilar. 1 out. This pitch up and outside for ball 1. Evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. With 1 out, bases loaded, full of Patriots here. At bat, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls and 2 strikes. And swing and a miss. For the second out as Aguilar down on strikes. For the second out of the inning. 4th strikeout of the ball game for Mitchell, and now steps in the senior shortstop, Kristen Maldonado. She's 1 for 2 on the day. She had a triple to lead things off, scored a run. She'll step in with bases loaded. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Want to know the count to Maldonado. Bases still loaded for the Patriots. Cabrera at third, Rodriguez at second, and Moses down at first. The 1-0 pitch is high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes to Maldonado. The 2-0 pitch. Now Mitchell's going to take her time at the back of the circle. So Maldonado will take time. Maldonado steps back in. 2 balls, no strikes. Mitchell approaches and delivers. This one's high for ball 3. Three and 0 the count now. The 3-0 pitch to Maldonado. She'll send it down the right field line. It's going to curl foul for a strike. 3-1 now the count. Three and 1 the count with 2 outs. Here for Maldonado, the 3-1 pitch sent into right center field. It's going to skip, and it's going to get past the center fielder. Here comes one run, that's in. Rodriguez is in. Moses slowed and stopped at third. A 2-out, 2-run double by Kristen Maldonado. And the Patriots take the lead back again. 4-3. Maldonado, 2 RBIs there. That'll bring up Ariana Vidalis. She's 0 for 2 in the ball game. She'll step in here with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Takes the first pitch for a strike. We're trying to get updated here. No balls and a strike to Vidalis. 4-3, the Patriots take the lead again. Vidalis takes this pitch high for ball 1. 1-1 now, the count to Ariana. She's lined out to the shortstop and grounded out to the shortstop. Steps in here with 2 runners on and 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch. She'll take it up for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike to Vidalis. This pitch outside for ball 3. The 3-1 pitch to Vidalis. Is in there for strike 2. Now a full count with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Moses down at third. Maldonado with the 2 to Gutierrez. This one a ball. 1-1 now, the count to Gutierrez. We'll get it cleared up here in a sec. Sorry about that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gutierrez struck out swinging in her only at bat. She'll pop this one up on the right side. Sanford drifts back. And a collision between Sanford and Cabrera. And Gutierrez never slowed down. So an error, first one of the ball game. And that allows Gutierrez to advance to second base. So an E4 in the book. Now a bunt here by the batter, Richter. She's thrown out at first. That advances Gutierrez. So the sac bunt by Richter moves Gutierrez up. Great job by Angel Rodriguez to come out, get that out of the box and make the play down at first base. 2-4 on the putout. 4 out number 1, and that brings up Kenley Nizer. She lined out to the second baseman. Back in her early at bat, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Get this updated. Sorry about that. Strike 1 to Nizer. Runner down at third. Sanford drifted back just into the outfield grass. Had the ball in her glove and was bumped into. Cabrera coming in. Both of them calling it. And the ball got knocked free from Sanford. She picks it up, and Gutierrez never slowed down. She ran the entire time, slid safely into second. Now she's at third, being advanced on the sac bunt. The 1-1 count to Nizer. She'll pop this one up on the infield. Maldonado will drift back and make the catch. She's get thrown behind. Gutierrez acted like she was going to run, and Maldonado threw behind her. Wesley slaps a tag on. So P6 for out number 2. That'll bring up Harley Vestal, the leadoff hitter. For the Cougarettes. She's 1 for 2 on the day. A bunt single, and she grounded out to Bethany in the last at bat. She'll swing at this one, foul it off back to the net. 4 strike 1. 0-1 the count to Vestal. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the 4th for the Patriots. 1 in the first, 2 in the 3rd for the Cougarettes. Threatening here with a runner at third in the bottom half of the 4th. The pitch, ground ball past Wesley, a shot into left field. That'll score Gutierrez from third base, and the Cougarettes tie it up. On the RBI single by Vestal. Shot down the third baseline, just inside the bag. That'll bring up Hannah Crow. She's 1 for 1 on the day. A single, and she's walked, scored 1 run. And a stolen base. Steps in here from the left side with Vestal down at first. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. The first pitch to her is high for a ball. She walked and stole a base. Got left stranded at third base in the bottom of the 1st. And a single in the 3rd inning. Came around to score a run. This pitch outside. Vestal stills the throw into the center field. By Dallas gets it. Vestal will stay there at second base. Vestal was in there safely no matter where that throw was. Lots of speed from Harley Vestal. So give her another stolen base, her 2nd of the ball game. Pitch called a ball. So a 2-0 count to Hannah Crow. Crow back in the box, the 2-0 pitch. Just high for ball 3. Look to Vestal. Look for Vestal to try to steal third base here. The 3-0 pitch. And a base hit. That's down the third base line. Vestal around third. She's going to score. Another base hit right over the third base bag there. Nothing you could do on that one. A shot by Hannah Crow, an RBI single. 2 out RBI singles. And now a visit from Coach Ryan, and we're going to have a pitch and change. Back in a minute with more updates. Patriots softball here on SHN. Emery Aguilar enters the ballgame here in the bottom of the fourth. Patriots trail by 1 now, 5-4. 2 runs here in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch in there for a strike. The first pitch here to the center fielder, Kent Kuhn. She's 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a pop out to second base. Steps in here with 2 outs. A runner on first. Hannah Crow singled in a run. This pitch outside for ball 1. 1-1 now, the count to Kuhn. 2 quick outs in the inning for the Patriots. After the error, and this pitch is high for ball 2. Gutierrez reached on the error, the drop pop fly. Got to second base. She's moved over to third on the sacrifice bunt by Richter. The pop out by Nizer to Maldonado. You had 2 outs with a runner on third and 2 2-out RBI singles. This one fouled off down the right field line, out of play. Evens the count now at 2-2 to Kuhn with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. But 2 crucial 2-out singles by the Cougarettes, both over the third base bag. Shots down the third base line. And that was the end of the ball pitching for Bethany Garrett. Off speed, swing and a miss by Kuhn, and she's down on strikes for out number 3. But not before the Cougarettes take the lead again in the ballgame, 5-4. They got 2 runs on 2 hits. 1 big error and 1 runner left on base. We go to the top of the 5th, 5-4. Canyon leaves it over Eastview. We'll be back with more Patriot softball in just a moment. Go to the top of the 5th inning. Patriots have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up. Sanford, Wesley, and Westbrook. The Patriots with 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors. They've left 4 runners on base. The Cougarettes have 5 runs on 6 hits, but 1 error by the Patriots, none bigger than the error that let Gutierrez get on base. Now you think of that one, they make that catch there. They don't collide and drop that ball. You stay away from that top of that lineup that allowed the 2 runs to come around as Gutierrez gets on by the error and then is singled home with 2 outs by Vestal. And so the Patriots back to work again here in the top half of the 5th. Sanford steps in 0 for 2, line drive, diving catch. Back in her last at bat by Kuhn in center field. And a strikeout back in the 1st inning. She's 0 for 2 on the day. Steps in here to lead things off. Carmona, the new pitcher. Her first pitch is bunted back to the mound. She fields it and makes the play to first. 1-3 on the putout. Now Michaela Wesley steps in. She's 1 for 2 on the day. She has a RBI single and a strikeout. Carmona in to pitch again for the Cougarettes. And Hannah Combs, the designated player, comes in to play second base. First pitch to Wesley is high for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Wesley. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. This pitch in the dirt. For ball 2. 2-0 to Michaela Wesley. Kaylin Westbrook on deck. Wesley in from the right side. Carmona. The 2-0 pitch. It's in there for strike one. Two-one count to Wesley with one out here in the top of the fifth. The pitch striked up the middle into center field. Another base hit by Michaela Wesley. It's the one out base hit. Now it'll bring up Kaylin Westbrook. She is 1 for 2 on the day. A single and a pop out to the pitcher. She steps in here from the left side with one out. Wesley down at first base. The first pitch to Westbrook, slaps it down the third base line, but it's going to curl foul for a strike. No balls, one strike to Westbrook. The 0-1 pitch. It's outside for ball one. Evens up the count at 1-1. Ground ball in the infield. The pitcher tries to get it and throw to first, but not in time. It's off her glove. Westbrook's going to be safe. Wesley, smart base running around to third base. Give it an infield single for Westbrook, her second hit of the day, and now runners on the corners with just one out. And that'll bring up Gabby Cabrera. She's 1 for 2 on the day. She had a single up the middle into center field. In her last at bat, came around to score a run. Lined out to the shortstop, Nizer, back in her first at bat. She steps in with 2 runners on, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Runners on the corners. Westbrook at first, Wesley down at third. Cabrera from the right side. Carmona settles in. The first pitch. It's low for ball one. And a pickle there. Westbrook's going to get down to second. But Wesley dives in at home and called out at home. So 2-6-2 or 2-6-5-2 on the putout. Westbrook down at second now with 2 outs. This one in the dirt. 4 of all. 2-0 the count now to Westbrook. The 2-0 pitch is high for ball 3. The 3-0 pitch on the inside corner for strike one. 3 balls, 1 strike. To Cabrera with 2 outs. Westbrook down at second base. 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th. Cabrera bites it off her hands. Right to the first baseman, Richter. She steps on the base as she picks the ball up. 3 unassisted, 4 out number 3, and the Patriots are out here in the top half of the 5th. No runs on 2 hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. 5-4, the Patriots trail by 1. You're listening to Patriots Up on SHN. to the bottom half of the fifth we go. First pitch from Aguilar in to Cordero is high for ball one. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up. Cordero, Combs, and Carmona. Emery Aguilar in for a second inning of work. This pitch called outside for ball two. 2-0 count to Cordero, the catcher. She's 1 for 1 on the day. A hit and a walk. Takes this one for a strike. Cordero, Combs, and Carmona. Aguilar, the 2-1 pitch. Outside for ball three. 3-1 to Cordero. Swing and a miss for strike two. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count to Cordero. 5-4. Cougarettes lead it over the Patriots here in the bottom half of the fifth. Here in game two, the Patriots won game one on Thursday night. And a ground ball up the middle. Maldonado over, gloves it, tries to make the throw across, but not in time. Gutierrez beats it out. What a play there by Maldonado, deep in the hole. Up the middle. But Cordero legs out the infield single. Now 2 for 2 on the day. And that'll bring up Hannah Combs, the second baseman now. She grounded out in her first at bat. Doubled. And now Reiniger. Kat Reiniger will be the courtesy runner at first base for Kaylin Cordero. Hannah Combs steps in. She has a double and an RBI ground out. 1 for 2 on the day. Steps in with no outs. Here in the bottom half of the fifth, the runner on. Takes the first pitch for a ball. One ball, no strikes to Combs. The pitch in there for strike one. Count evens out at 1 apiece now. Cordero at first base on the infield single. Great play by Maldonado up the middle to her left. Lays out, gloves it, comes up and throws, but just by about half a step. Cordero got to the bag. Now Reiniger runs for her at first with no outs. The 1-1 pitch is high for a ball. 2-1 count to Combs now. Haley Carmona, the pitcher of record now, was the second baseman to start things off in the on-deck circle. 2 balls and a strike. Aguilar ready and delivers. Fouled off back to the screen for strike two. Count even now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch is high for ball three. And another full count here in the inning. There's a full count to Cordero when she got on base on the infield single. Now a full count to Combs. No outs here in the bottom half of the fifth. The Cougarettes lead by 1, 5-4. The payoff pitch. Ground ball to second. Sanford builds it. Flip to Maldonado at 2. Now to 1. In time. Boom, boom. 4. 6-3. Double play. What a turn there by Sanford, Maldonado, and Moses. And the 2 runners knocked out for What a great play there by the Patriot defense. 2 quick outs on the 4-6-3 double play. And that'll bring up Carmona. She's 0 for 2 in the ballgame. 2 fly outs to center field. She steps in from the right side. The first pitch to her. Blowing outside for ball 1. Great job on defense there by the Patriots. Sanford with a scoop, the toss, backhanded toss to Maldonado at second. His pitch up and in for ball 2 now to Carmona. 2-0 the count. And Maldonado crosses the bag and fires the first to Moses for the punch out. 4-6-3 double play gets the Patriots out of trouble there. And now 2 outs, a 2-0 count. And Carmona pops it up down the right field line, but it's going to curl back out of play just on the other side of the stands for strike 1. It now a 2-1 count. To Carmona. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch. The bounce is in. Carmona. They're going to say she checked her swing. 3-1 now the count to Carmona. The 3-1 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Maldonado fields it, steps over, throws, and in time. 6-3 on the putout. And that ends the 3rd inning, or bottom of the 5th inning for the Cougarettes. 6-3 on the putout. 3 up, 3 down. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, no runners left on base. After 5 innings, it's a 5-4 game. The Cougarettes of Canyon lead the Patriots of Eastview. Back with the top of the 6th. You're listening to Patriots Softball on SHN. Go to the top of the 6th here in game number 2 of the best of 3 series. Patriots trail this one 5-4. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Patriots. Strike 1 called on Rodriguez. She steps in 1 for 1 of the day, a home run and a base on ball. She scored 2 runs, has an RBI. Steps in here to lead things off at the top of the 6th for the Patriots. First pitch was a strike, second one fouled off back to the screen. 4 strike 2. Now behind in the count 0-2. Eerily similar to her first at bat in the 2nd inning. Behind 0-2, fouled off 2 pitches and then sent the ball over the fence for the solo home run. Rodriguez steps back in here. No balls and 2 strikes. New pitcher this time, Haley Carmona. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Through the rise ball. And Rodriguez chased it for strike 3, 1 out. Here in the top half of the 6th inning, in steps Kaylee Moses. She's 1 for 1 on the day. She was hit by a pitch in her last at bat, stranded at 3rd base. singled back in inning number 2. Steps in here with 1 out. Patriots down to their last 5 outs to try to tie things up. They'll take the first pitch, low and outside, but he'll call it a strike. No balls, 1 strike to Moses. In from the left side. This one outside for ball 1. 1-1 now the count. The 1-1 pitch. Moses down towards third base. It's bobbled. She'll come up with it, make the throw across in time. 5-3 on the putout. 4 out number 2. And that'll bring up the designated player, now the pitcher of record, Emery Aguilar. She's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts here in the ballgame. Patriots victorious in game 1 on Thursday night at Eastview, 10-3. Ball outside to Aguilar. 1-0 the count. Last night, everyone ran down to New Braunfels, and the game was delayed by lightning and then rained out. And so game 2 this morning here at Westlake. This one on the outside corner for strike 1. 1-1 the count now to Aguilar. So if the Patriots come back and can win game 2, the series will be over. If not, the assumption is we'll go to game 3. It'll be Monday night. We'll have to figure out where it'll be. Upon here, it's going to roll just foul. Wow, just foul. Good job by Cordero to wait to pick that up. And now a 1-2 count on Aguilar with 2 outs here in the 6th. This ball outside for ball 2. 2-2 now the count to Emery Aguilar. Maldonado waits on deck. Now the clouds rolling in, a little wind coming in here. So we're in the top of the 6th with 2 outs. The 2-2 count. The pitch to Aguilar. She'll pop it off back to the screen. Stay alive in the about. Aguilar back in from the left side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch, change up, and it's to be sent into left field. And the catch made there by the left fielder, Crow. F7 for out number 3. The Patriots go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. After 5.5. 5-4. Canyon leads it over Eastview. Back with the bottom of the 6th in just a moment. You're listening to Patriots Softball on SHN. we're back here. Westlake High School. Go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Canyon Cougars lead it by 1. They come up to bat here with the 7-8-9 hitters. Gutierrez, the third baseman, will lead it off. Richter and Nizer, 2 up. Gutierrez 0 for 2, a strikeout, reached base on an error, and scored a run in the 4th. Takes the first pitch high for a ball. The 1-0 pitch sent into right field, and it's going to get past Cabrera and bounce to the wall. In for a base hit. She's going to head to second. Here comes the throw, but not in time. She slides in with the leadoff double. So the leadoff batter aboard for the Cougarettes. Here in the bottom half of the 6th with a 1-run lead. That'll bring up Taylor Richter. She's 0 for 1 in the day. Struck out swinging in the 2nd. Thrown out on a sacrifice bunt in inning number 4. Steps in here with no outs and a runner down at 2nd. From the right side, Richter, the first baseman. The first pitch in there for a strike. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Kinley Nizer on deck. She's 0 for 2 in the ballgame. The number 9 hitter in the lineup for the Cougarettes. The 0-1 pitch is high for ball 1. One ball, 1 strike to Richter. One ball, 1 strike. The pitch from Aguilar. It's bunted down the first baseline. Kaylee Moses comes in, makes the catch in the air. P1 on the bunt attempt for out number 1, and that'll bring up Kinley Nizer with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Nizer lined out to the second baseman in the first at bat, popped up to the shortstop, Maldonado. In her last at bat, 0 for 2 on the day. Steps in here with Gutierrez down at second base and 1 out. From the right side, the first pitch of the at bat from Aguilar is in there for a strike. This pitch called a ball. A 1-1 the count to Nizer. The dangerous Vestal, Crow, and Kuhn, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters due up. This ball grounded toward the shortstop, Maldonado. She'll field it, make the throw to first. 6-3 on the putout. For out number 2. That'll move Gutierrez up to third with 2 outs. And now Harley Vestal up to bat. 2 for 3 on the day. An RBI single in the 4th. She's got 2 stolen bases, scored 2 runs. Grounded out in her second at bat. She steps in here with 2 outs. Takes the first pitch up and out for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Vestal. The lefty ready. She'll pop it up on the infield. P6 in the book for out number 3. And the Patriots down to their final 3 outs to make a comeback here in game number 2. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on. After 6 innings, it's 5-4. New Braunfels Canyon leads the Eastview Patriots by 1. Back with the 7th inning. You're listening to Patriots Softball on SHN. Here for the top of the 7th inning here of game number 2. And the 1, 2, and 3 hitters due up for the Patriots. You couldn't script it any better if you're going to make a comeback. As you've got Maldonado, Vidalis, and Sanford due up. Wesley Westbrook follow. What you want up to try to get that 1 run. So Maldonado steps in. 2 for 3 in the ball game. A triple and a double. She'll step in. The first pitch is high for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Maldonado. Carmona still in the circle for the Cougarettes. The 1-0 pitch. Maldonado squares but fouls the bunt off. Count pull now 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to Maldonado. Back in the box, Carmona with the pitch. And Maldonado sends it down the left field line. It's curling foul, out of play. Whew. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Patriots just need to get a runner on base. Trailing by 1. Game 1, Thursday night at Eastview. The Patriots won it 10-3. Game 2 here today. It was rained out last night in New Braunfels, moved to Westlake here at 10 a.m. this morning. This game goes to Canyon. Game 3 will likely be Monday. This one low and in the turf for ball 2. 2-2 now, the count to Maldonado. Maldonado, the senior shortstop. 2 for 3, a double and a triple, 2 RBIs. Fouls this one off. It hit her in the box. She'll stay alive in the at-bat. The Patriots can come back and win this. The series is over. The Patriots advance. If Canyon wins this game, there will be a game 3, most likely on Monday night. Maldonado pops this one towards second base. Hannah Combs makes the catch. P4 for the putout. 4 out, number 1. And that'll bring up the center fielder, number 9. Ariana Vidalis. Vidalis 0 for 3 in the ballgame. A line out to short, a ground out to short, and a strikeout swinging. She steps in here with 1 out. In the top of the 7th, the Patriots down to their final 2 outs to make a comeback here in game number 2. The first pitch, Vidalis pulls her bat back and takes the pitch for a ball. Carrie Sanford, the junior second baseman, on deck for the Patriots. Vidalis back in the box, the 1-0 pitch. On the outside corner, 4 strike 1. One on 1 the count to Vidalis. Vidalis couldn't check her swing. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was only the second strike. Cordero came up and threw down to first like she was going to throw it around, which is a ball. And so now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes to Dallas with 1 out. The pitch from Carmona. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And out number 2 here in the inning on the strikeout looking. And that brings up Carrie Sanford. She's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Strikeout, ground out to the pitcher on a line out. Great play made by the center fielder, Kuhn. Dove and took a hit away, probably a double from Sanford. And that ball was diving to the left center field, and Kuhn laid out and made the catch. Sanford. No balls, 1 strike to Sanford. That went up a part of the zone, called a strike. Not something we've seen all day from this umpire. Things changing up here in the later innings. Opening up that strike zone. 0-1 pitch outside for ball 1. Sanford now 1-1 count. Any way to get on base. The dangerous Michaela Wesley on deck. She's 2 for 3 on the day. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sanford. The pitch outside and low for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike to Sanford. The 2-1 pitch. She did not go, checked her swing. So now ball 3 to Sanford. Three balls and a strike to Sanford. 2 outs. This pitch grounded towards first base. Richter makes the play, steps on the back, 3 unassisted, and the ball game is over. The Patriots fall 5-4 to New Braunfels Canyon in game number 2. So we'll try to figure out what's going to happen for game number 3 between these two. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back in just a minute. You're listening to Patriots Softball on SHN. Well, we don't know any more than we knew 5 minutes ago. We just know that we got to go to a game 3. Canyon wins this one 5-4 over the Patriots. Austin High and Round Rock are finishing their game 2. Right now, they're going to take the field after warm-ups and finish their game. They're in the bottom of the 5th inning. If Austin High were to lose, Round Rock wins the series, and we would play at 1 o'clock right here on Westlake's Field. If they were to win, Austin High were to win, Austin High and Round Rock would have to play again at 1 p.m., and we would be available to play at 3. So now the controversy is, do we do that, or do we just go to Georgetown and play at Eastview? So we stand by and wait. Watch the Twitter. Eastview Softball will tweet something out to update it and let you know what's going on. And we'll try to retweet it from SH Inside just to get it out to the viewers. But as far as we know, no matter what, this ball game has ended 5-4. New Braunfels Canyon wins it over Eastview to tie the series at 1 game apiece. 5 runs. 5 runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Cougarettes. The Patriots had 4 runs on 9 hits, but they had 1 costly error that ended up leading to a run, a drop pop fly, and 2 players collided. That hurt, but they fall in this one 5-4. Stay tuned to the tweets. Listen up to what Eastview Softball puts out. Coach will put something out as soon as we know, and we'll try to be here for that game as well. Thanks for listening to Eastview Patriots Softball on SHN. Welcome, everybody. We're back here live at Westlake High School. Looks like we're going to go to game 3. Camera angle as best we could get. We're under an awning with the rain going out here beside the field. And we're going to go to the top of the 1st inning. Canyon will be the designated visiting team. And we'll go with the lineups as we get them. We had to do this on short notice due to a lightning delay after the Round Rock Austin High game. Round Rock advances there. The first pitch to Vestal. She'll bunt it to third base. Michaela Wesley up with it. Fires the first. 5-3 on the putout. And Vestal down for out number 1. Great job there of Michaela Wesley to field it and make the throw across. And it actually was to Carrie Sanford. So 5-4. For out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. In steps Crow, number 8, the left-handed batter. First pitch to Crow is a strike. I'll try to keep you up. We got to pay attention and keep everything dry as well here. Try to stay out of the elements as the rain comes down heavily again. 1 out here in the top of the 1st. This pitch outside for ball 1. Evens up the count at 1 apiece. Bethany Garrett in the circle for the Patriots. And with that, they're going to pull the girls off the field. So we'll take a quick break, see what's going to happen. Be back here as soon as possible on SHN.
got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Texas.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 826,000 high school student athletes in Texas have one last request.
Please, set an example.
Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when we're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about Texas high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school, plus all those memories that are on the line too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.